Have you ever heard of the sleep experiment of 1987? It's a story that crawls under your skin and stays there, whispered in the darkest corners of the internet. It all started in a quiet hospital in Pennsylvania, where, according to newly uncovered documents, a radical and deeply disturbing study took place. The goal: to see what would happen if a human being was kept awake for 30 consecutive days. The hospital selected 11 patients for what they officially called a wake study. For a month straight, these individuals were deprived of sleep, monitored around the clock in a sealed wing of the facility. The researchers meticulously documented every change, every sign of deterioration in their subjects' physical and mental states. As the days bled into weeks, the logs described increasing paranoia, vivid hallucinations, and a complete detachment from reality. The subjects weren't just tired, they were transforming into something else. Then, on the 30th day, the unthinkable happened. A massive power failure plunged the entire hospital into darkness. The backup generators failed to kick in, and for several critical minutes, the wing was a black void of chaos. When the power was finally restored, the researchers rushed back to the sealed unit. They opened the doors to find an eerie silence. The rooms were empty. All 11 subjects had vanished without a trace. There were no signs of a break-in, no signs of a struggle. It was as if they had simply dissolved into the shadows. The hospital covered it up, of course. The official story was a gas leak, a necessary evacuation. The wing was permanently sealed, the experiment was buried, and the memory of the 11 missing patients was erased from the public record. For decades, the story remained a ghost. A local legend told the scared teenagers. The abandoned wing sat silent, collecting dust and secrets. That is, until recently. Faced with overcrowding, the hospital administration made a controversial decision to renovate and reopen the old, forgotten wing. Crews went in modernizing the facilities, installing new wiring, and setting up a state-of-the-art security system with cameras in every room and hallway. Everything seemed normal. The wing was sterile, clean, and ready for new patients. On the first night after the reopening, a lone security guard was monitoring the cameras. The wing was empty, the beds neatly made. But then, he saw it, a flicker of movement on one of the screens. In a room that was supposed to be empty, a shadow seemed to stretch and recoil in the corner, just beyond the reach of the light. He zoomed in, trying to make sense of what he was seeing. Was it a glitch? A trick of the light? He radioed his supervisor, his voice trembling slightly. As he described the shape moving in the dark, the lights in his security office began to flicker violently. The monitors went black, one by one. The same chilling scenario from 1987 was repeating itself. A sudden, inexplicable power outage. For a few heart-stopping moments, the entire wing was plunged back into total darkness. And then, just as suddenly, the emergency lights flickered on, casting a pale, sickly glow down the long corridors. The security monitors blinked back to life. The guard stared at the screens, his blood running cold. He wasn't looking at empty rooms anymore. In every single bed, in every single room of that newly opened wing, a figure was lying there. The beds were occupied. The 11 subjects, it seemed, had never really left. They were just waiting for the lights to go out. What do you think happened to them? And are they still there, waiting in the dark? Let me know your theories in the comments below. If you enjoyed this dive into the shadows, please hit that like button and subscribe for more unsettling stories. Thanks for watching, and stay safe.